A young woman had just stepped out of the shower and finished a FaceTime call with one of her friends. She was laughing because the towel wrapped around her head looked completely ridiculous. So to prove she could do better, she pulls out her phone and starts recording a quick video to send back. But the second she hits record, something in the room catches her eye and she immediately runs. The curtains behind her start moving, but not in a way that looks like a breeze. The motion is deliberate, almost like something is pulling them from the other side. The moment she realizes this isn't just a draft or something normal, she completely freaks out and bolts toward the bathroom, screaming the entire way, and her reaction looks pretty genuine. Ever since that night, she says she's convinced the entire building is haunted, and according to her, some of the neighbors have reported similar experiences. So was it just panic in the moment? Or was something actually in that apartment with her? A mom named Abby posted about her autistic son, who she says almost never sleeps through the night. One night in December, with the Christmas decorations still up around the house, the boy wanders into the living room and stops in front of the family's elf on the shelf. And that's when he sees something that clearly scares him.
Mom, the elf has nailed the door!
At first glance, it's hard to tell what spooked him, but if you watch the elf sitting on the shelf, you can see its legs start to move on their own. It's slow, but it's definitely moving. The boy notices it right away and just freezes, staring at the thing. The scene repeats itself moments later, but this time the decoration appears to lift slightly from its position, as though invisible hands were manipulating it from beneath or behind, prompting him to flee in panic toward his parents' bedroom. After he told his mom what happened, she reviewed the camera footage. Her first thought was that maybe a string was tied to the elf, but when you watch the footage yourself, that explanation doesn't hold up very well. A TikToker who goes by Celestial Fish, real name Daisy Summer, posted something to her account back in December 2025 that got people's attention. She's filming her bathroom door, and you can tell right away she's rattled. She says there's someone in there.
It was like right there where those shadows are. Those are shadows from the towel right there. But there was like a shadow right there where those other shadows are. And it looked like a person. It looked like a ghost. Like right there. Oh shit. Holy ah!
The video took off pretty quickly after she uploaded it. If you watch the footage, there's a shadow behind the bathroom door that honestly does look like a person standing there. Daisy claims she got home and started hearing sounds coming from that room, sounds that shouldn't have been there. She spots the shadow through the gap by the door and freezes. At that moment, she was too scared to open it and look inside. Many viewers think it could have been an intruder who heard her return and slipped out before she checked, which would explain the human shape without involving anything paranormal. But others aren't so sure. They think what she caught was paranormal, and they say the figure just looks wrong. So what's your take on this one? Drop a comment and let us know. A mom was filming her kid one afternoon, just a normal sweet little video. For the first few seconds, everything looks fine. The child's playing around like usual. But then he stops, turns toward an empty doorway, and starts having a full conversation with someone who isn't there.
Cheese. What you doing? What you see? What? What you see? Who are you saying hi to? Who are you saying hi to? Dude, you need to stop that. You're freaking me out.
That's when the mother got nervous and checked the other room herself. Empty, no one was there. After posting the clip online, hundreds asked the same question. Who is this pawpaw the kid keeps talking to? She posted a follow-up video to explain. Her own grandfather had died, so had her husband's. But the child's grandfather, her father, was still living.
Both his grandpas are still alive. It's my grandpa and my husband's grandpa that both passed away like a year ago. He did meet both of them. They never lived in my house before. That bedroom was me and my husband's bedroom. I'm trying to think of all the questions because I want to answer all y'all. I don't know. That's about it. This never happened before, so that's why I was telling him to stop, and that it was freaking me out because I didn't know how to respond. It never happened, and it was freaking me out. But that's about it. Who's Papa? Papa could be my grandpa or my husband's grandpa because they both passed the same year. Both of my son's grandpas are both alive. I don't know if you call them grandpas, papas, grandfather, I don't know, but we call them Papa. That's how they are down here. That's what we call them. I hope that answered your question. I don't know.
So she had no clue who her son was seeing. He'd never done anything like this before. I think spirits can reach children more easily than adults, because kids haven't learned to filter things out yet. Their minds are open in a way ours aren't anymore. That might be exactly why they see things we can't. In the sometimes murky corners of the internet, specifically on the subreddit dedicated to paranormal encounters, a user named Prestigious Bad stirred up a wave of mystery with a video that rapidly spread throughout the community. He explained that his motion sensor goes off all the time when glowing orbs show up on camera, something he'd gotten used to, but this particular clip was different from anything he'd recorded before. The footage only lasts about 5 seconds, but it's definitely enough to make you feel uncomfortable. At the start, what looks like a dark orb comes tumbling down the staircase, sending chills down your spine. That alone would be strange enough, but as the clip plays out, the shape starts to change. It gets bigger, more solid, and by the end, it looks disturbingly close to a person standing there. According to the uploader, this shadowy figure might be something paranormal haunting his home. This part of the footage ends on an uneasy note, with the strange activity still unresolved. Late at night, Diego stood in his high-rise apartment filming the quiet street below with his phone near the open window. He had TikTok running, recording the peaceful neighborhood while chatting casually with his girlfriend, not expecting to capture anything more than routine traffic and a few passing cars. He pans the camera slowly across the empty pavement and the buildings on the other side of the street. Everything looks normal, but something down there is about to react in a way that shouldn't be possible.
Juro que esa muñeca no estaba mirando hacia acá, mira. ¿Ves que parece como si nos estuviera mirando? Amor, parpadeó.
His camera settles on a storefront across the road, lights still on, display window clearly visible. Standing just inside near the entrance is a row of children's mannequins, the kind stores use to show off clothes. The unsettling moment arrives when a porcelain replica doll wearing a blue gown clearly blinks both eyelids as the camera lens moves in for a closer view. And what first appears to be a trick of light becomes undeniable when the synthetic face shows organic movement immediately after the creator verbally alerts his companion to watch. This seemingly intelligent entity selected that exact moment to demonstrate its awareness, confirming beyond doubt that the object was no longer behaving like an inanimate toy. Was this genuine paranormal activity, or just a setup for views? The creator behind this channel usually posts everyday vlogs and makeup tutorials. Nothing about her content focuses on ghosts or the unexplained. At least, not until she sat down to film what seemed like an ordinary makeup routine, and something completely out of place happened right there in her room. But it's after that when things really started to go wrong.
Has like any advice if they've ever gone through this before, or if they've seen something like this, please like drop a comment below, because I'm thinking of getting like actually someone to come in and sage my house.
Outside my window. Oh my god. What? There's a guy out there and he's just staring out my window. What is he doing? Oh my god, I think there was something cooking in my room. I don't know.
After hearing the screams, she nervously looks out the window and sees a mysterious man standing motionless in the parking lot below, staring directly up at her. Then a bizarre noise erupts from somewhere inside, and she runs from the room in absolute terror. She steps outside to look back at her own window, and everything inside appears to be moving, like someone or something is in there. A few days go by and she keeps filming her usual content, hoping whatever happened was finally over. Places built to keep us safe can start to feel different once everyone else goes home for the night. Long hallways, locked doors, flickering lights, and the sound of nothing at all. A hospital worker named Maria was finishing up a multi-day deep cleaning shift, and the entire building was supposed to be completely empty except for her. She was working the night shift by herself, and at some point, the vibe in the place just changed. That's when she started recording.
Y me asomé aquí, pero no me asomé hasta acá, me asomé así nada más y cerré la puerta para limpiar el baño. Y me metí a limpiar el baño y miré que se estaba sentando aquí y dije, de querer ir al baño. Y cerré, o sea, yo estaba encerrada. Y cuando salí del baño me asomé y miré que no había nada. Ay, no, vamos a salir de aquí.
Maria walked into one of the patient rooms and saw someone sitting on a bed. The wing was supposed to be cleared out and completely vacant, but she figured maybe she had been mistaken about that. She decided to step into the bathroom attached to the room to finish her cleaning duties in there first. When she came back out into the room, the person was gone. She thought maybe she just imagined it, but when she played the footage back later, she realized something else had been there the whole time. As she's walking down the hallway with her phone out, she turns a corner, and for just a second, you can see a dark shape leaning out from the end of the hall. The moment her camera points toward it, it pulls back out of view. Maria didn't notice it while she was filming. It wasn't until people in her comments started pointing it out that she went back and saw it for herself. And here's the part that makes it genuinely strange. When she got to that exact spot, there was just a flat wall. No doorway, no corner to hide behind, absolutely nothing that could explain it. It becomes deeply unsettling when you consider how our recording devices can document genuine threats lurking in plain sight, while our own vision fails to register them in real time. Have you ever gone back through your own recordings only to spot a figure or presence standing somewhere in the frame that absolutely should not have been there? Share your experience in the comments below. There are jobs most of us wouldn't want to do, and restoring old graves in a cemetery is definitely one of them. But for one man who does exactly that, what started as just another shift ended up becoming something he says he'll never forget. He was working on an old mausoleum when he first noticed it. Sounds coming from somewhere nearby. Strange sounds. And they weren't coming from outside the cemetery. They seemed to be coming from one of the tombs. At first he shrugged it off and kept working, but the sounds persisted and started getting worse.
Ya me quiero ir de acá, chico. ¿Te escuchan de vuelta? ¿Se escuchan? ¿Qué mierda es eso? ¿Se escuchan ustedes? Ay. No, la puta que lo reparió. ¿De dónde sale ese río?
The sounds echoed through the cemetery stones. What makes the recording so eerie is how muffled the noises are, like something's trapped. He couldn't just leave it alone, so he started moving around the cemetery, trying to figure out where exactly the sounds were coming from.
Okay. Estoy solo. Hoy estoy cagado las patas. Cerrado eso. Oh, me voy a ir a la mierda de acá.
After a few minutes of searching, he climbs up onto one of the mausoleum platforms to get a better look. From up there, he scans the entire area, checking every corner he can see. But there's nothing. No person, no animal, no visible source for what he's been hearing. When he posted the video, people online had a lot to say. Some viewers are convinced it's paranormal, maybe a spirit still tied to the cemetery, or something much darker and more sinister. Others think there's a normal answer, like an animal that crawled into one of the structures, or maybe someone deliberately messing with him on purpose as some kind of cruel joke. But here's the thing that makes it hard to dismiss. If it really was just an animal or someone playing a prank, why does it sound like the noise is coming from inside a sealed tomb? And the tomb had been sealed for a very long time. What's your take on this one? Could there be a logical reason we're missing, or is this something we just can't explain? Late one night, a driver named Lauren is heading down a nearly empty highway. The traffic is particularly calm, and very few vehicles are visible around her. She's cruising steadily in the left lane through the darkness. Nothing unusual happening, when something suddenly appears right there in the road ahead of her. It catches her attention immediately, and according to her, the sight of it left her genuinely unsettled. Right there in her lane, a dark figure stands motionless in the middle of the highway. The shape just sits there as her car gets closer. What makes it stranger is that the figure doesn't react at all to the headlights coming straight toward it. Lauren has to swerve to avoid hitting whatever it is, and fortunately, the whole thing gets captured on her dash cam. Ever since that night happened, she says she's been trying to figure out what could have possibly been standing there, all alone on that highway, in the middle of the night like that, and she still doesn't have any answers that make sense. A house that once seemed like any other ordinary home became the setting for deeply unsettling and troubling events. The owners shared what they witnessed on TikTok under the name Magical Poltergeist, and these strange incidents shook their peace of mind and planted serious doubt. Could an unwelcome presence have somehow slipped in and infiltrated between those familiar walls? At first, the signs were easy to miss. The people in the house started arguing more than usual, seemingly out of nowhere, which made them think something might be affecting them. But the recent footage from their security camera is harder to brush off. While the couple slept, a rocking chair began to sway on its own, rocking back and forth as if guided by an invisible hand. Even more unsettling, there's a clip showing a planchette slowly sliding across a Ouija board that's sitting on a table, captured on camera, with absolutely no one anywhere near it when it happens. The woman's panic intensifies as she calls her husband, desperately describing a foul stench overwhelming their entire home.
Dude, the house smells like literally like rotten egg. Like, it literally smells like you forgot to take the trash out or something. Like, I don't know what the is going on with this shit.
And right then, while the prayer is still hanging in the air, something deeply wrong starts to happen.
Take the trash out? What the baby? The lights are flickering now.
The lights in their house start flickering wildly, while a crucifix on the wall slowly rotates until it hangs upside down.
What the baby? The lights are flickering now.
The family believes these macabre events point to something dark and malevolent deliberately toying with the living. Whether it's an elaborate and sophisticated hoax or actual evidence of genuine possession remains a complete mystery. This woman posts videos on TikTok where she shows incredible moments that happen in her house. In one of them, someone invisible moves through the rooms and approaches her. She seems to have gotten used to that presence, since she calmly asks it to leave. However, she always feels a cold gaze at her back.
Not again, don't start again! Not! God. I swear to God, I can... Where are you? Show yourself! Oh my God! Oh no way! What the hell? I knew it. I knew it. It was close to me. I knew it. I feel it. As you can see, the footsteps. I was standing right here. I feel someone standing. This is crazy. Where did you go?
There are human footprints on the floor. It appears that someone has been moving through the rooms. But who is this presence and what does it want? The questions remain unanswered, leaving only fear and uncertainty behind. A content creator by the name Hana was filming inside an old deserted daycare facility when she caught something on camera that she says still bothers her to this day. She moved slowly through one of the silent rooms, camera rolling until the lens caught a small doll sitting on a child-sized chair in the corner. Everything seemed still and blanketed in dust. Then something unsettling happened that made her freeze. Then, without warning, the doll appeared to shift slightly from where it had been sitting. Hannah immediately scanned the room for any logical explanation, a draft or vibration perhaps, but found nothing. The unease became overwhelming, and she decided to abandon the exploration and leave the building quickly. A guy in his 20s moved into a small studio on his own, hoping for a fresh start. The place seemed fine at first, nothing unusual, just a quiet space to himself. But after a few nights, little things started happening that didn't quite add up. One night he was messing around with his laptop camera, taking a few test shots to see how it worked.
Apartment. I just found out, oh my god, I just found out you can connect your camera to your computer that doesn't have a webcam. And you can use your phone as a camera. Okay, so I was on the photo booth app. I was just like, okay, let me play around with the app and use this in forever. And oh my god, I'm so fucking scared. I was taking the photos, whatever, and I was looking back at them, and I saw that there's this black line, and it's because my cabinet opened a little bit, and I went to the next one, and I don't even know why this is like lit up back here. You know, this is like the thermal photo thing, and it's like lit up. So I kept going to the next one, and I swear I freaked out because one, I don't know how it opened, but two, I swear that's like a face right there. Like it's literally like I don't understand like what that could be. Like it's literally a face, and I'm like I'm freaking out right now. And the next one, like the computer started glitching, so it took, I don't know what this is, and then I took a photo. When I realized, it just like snapped a photo automatically. But I swear that's, and I've already checked. I checked my whole apartment, and this, I thought maybe it was up this, because this is black up here, but it was on the second shelf. Like it was not up, it was right here, and there's nothing that looks anything remotely like that.
Scrolling back through the images, one photo made him stop. There seemed to be a shadowy face tucked inside the cabinet. Assuming it was just a lighting trick, he searched the apartment thoroughly, but found no explanation. That night, strange sounds started coming from his closet. When he approached to investigate, something disturbing unfolded. The clothes hangers were moving, swinging back and forth even though the air was still. Then something fell off a shelf and hit the floor. As he stared into the closet, he swears he saw a pale face staring back at him from between the hanging shirts. That was enough. He set up cameras all over the apartment. What those cameras recorded next convinced him to pack up and leave for good. One of the surveillance cameras positioned in the home managed to record a door in an adjacent room gradually swinging open without any visible cause, followed shortly by what appeared to be an unseen force tugging at a blanket, and then, mere moments later, something physically seized his legs and dragged him completely off the bed. He moved out that same week and never returned to that building again, leaving everything behind without a second thought. It's hard to blame him for running from such a terrifying experience. What would you do if your apartment did that to you? A paranormal investigator from Mexico says he filmed something he still can't make sense of. He'd been asked by his followers to check out an old abandoned building, so he went in with his camera. What he managed to record during that visit has him questioning everything he thought he knew.
¿Qué es eso? ¿Quién eres? ¿Quién eres? No mames.
As he's recording down one of the hallways, something catches his attention at the far end. He shines his flashlight and sees a dark figure standing there, completely still, just watching him. The moment he reacts, it drops straight through the floor and vanishes like smoke. The shape looked solid, almost like a person. Then it just sank into the ground and was gone. There's no obvious way to explain what happened in that footage. Whether you think it's real or staged is entirely up to you. The guy who filmed the next disturbing footage mentions that he's also been dealing with frightening occurrences happening in his recent apartment. He began noticing dark shapes shifting at the edge of his vision constantly, and now he's recording any of these scary incidents. He filmed a horrifying face looking at him from above, and when he went to investigate, it had vanished. In his view, this has to be a demonic presence, especially since it appeared to have such an unsettling gaping mouth. The next evening, he recorded this dark shape materializing suddenly in his apartment once again. And then, right when things appear to have settled, he films it yet again, retreating back toward the living room. It's believed that something truly menacing is lurking in this dwelling, and it's unclear whether he's still residing there.